Early Hillman Books, Crime, Sleaze, Good Girl Art, Vintage Paperbacks. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, and we're going to look at the early crime, good girl art sleaze of Hillman Books. Hillman was a smaller publisher that started doing paperbacks in 1948. The books were numbered. Number one was Let's Make Merry by John Hanley, by Jack Hanley. It was number one, and the books were numbered on the spine and on the cover, and it ran to about 1961 with about 200 books. They published basically a lot of crime, suspense, and mystery paperbacks, and then also a lot of westerns. And in between those two major genres, there were sprinkled in various sleaze books, some comic, cartoon books, and various other things that whatever they could fit in. But Hillman Books was published by Hillman Publications. They were located in New York City. They published many magazines. They published digest paperbacks and other books and items also. So we're going to take a look at some of the early Hillman crime paperbacks. They were all, this one, 42 Days for Murder by Roger Torre, is number 23. They were numbered here. They were 25 cents. They were numbered on the spine, and the early books all have this kind of design on the spine, what makes them look pretty nice. And they have the back covers also list the new books and stuff. This is a murder mystery in the Dashiell Hammett style. Very, very good, excellent read. And it has a photo cover, which a lot of people don't like photo covers, but I do on certain books. I think that certain bad girl photos and action fights, with photo covers are pretty good. So this is number 23, and it's from 1950, and it's 42 Days for Murder by Roger Torre. It's been reprinted subsequently. One of the other ones, number 182, which we're kind of shooting ahead, is None So Blind by Michael Wilson, the story of a lonely man and a desirable woman who found love and hatred on a lonely beach. And they're mixing kind of sleaze with suspense crime. The Captives by Michael Wells, number 186. An intimate story of two lovers who met in Mexico but were doomed by their past. So this is a noir thriller. I don't know who did the cover art on that. Looks a little Maguire-ish to me. Could have been Maguire, I'm not sure. Some of these have really nice covers. To Kill Again by Rex Stout, originally the Rubber Band, is number 136. This is a Nero Wolfe novel, really great. The thing is with these Hillmans, they're generally, a lot of people don't collect Hillmans because it's a series that's not all that desirable for a lot of collectors, but there's a lot of good books in this run. A Deadly Affair by Ed Lacey, number 146, in the Raymond Chandler mode. And then Murder by Julius Fast, number 126. Julius Fast was a guest at my book show for quite a few years, and he was the winner of the first Edgar Allan Poe Award for Best Novel. This isn't the one that won. The previous book won, but he was a great crime mystery writer. Morocco Episode by William P. Brothers is number 111. That's a Maguire cover. Dark Hazard by W.R. Burnett, number 20, is Another one of those great photo covers. Story of a gambler, crime, noir, suspense. Johnny Come Deadly by Philip Race is number 179. The art is signed, but I can't read it. I can't make it out. It's very small. Might be Door. Number 38 is Nothing More Than Murder, Jim Thompson. This is probably the key book in the series. Really nice, bright yellow spine. Again, they have the early Hillmans are really nice. They're a mix of crime and western. Up to about 40 or 50, they're like in this style, and they have the number big on the spine. Title. These are pretty nice books. The Short Night by Russell Turner is number 103, and it's another crime noir thriller. Great cover art. One more with the great photo cover, Dead on Arrival, and it's number 27. Another great photo cover. These are 10 true crime stories from the true crime magazines. The Shades of Evil by Bonnie Golightly is number 162. And she was a daughter of darkness in a decadent southern town. Bonnie Golightly is of course, also beat writer, or she's collected by people who were into beat literature, and she wrote a good noir, racial, tense novel. Number 105 is The Watchmaker by Georges Simenon. Very nice cover on that. The Intimate Ones by Bonnie Golightly is number 135, a novel of New York City girls with unlisted telephone numbers. I wonder what that means. Hot-blooded Southern girl who takes New York City on its own terms. So this probably, this one might be somewhat autobiographical. Another great photo cover, Collusion by Theodore D. Irwin, number 18. True story of a divorced detective. Great cover photo, right out of the true crime magazines. The Sins of Skid Row by John White is number 112, Confessions of a Man Who Could Not Resist Temptation. A real tough crime noir novel. You have these offbeat books that Hillman published in the crime area that a lot of them weren't reprinted, and they're really good, underrated. Dillinger by Saul Cooper is number 133. Dillinger, Public Enemy number 1. This is cover art is by Raymond Everett Kinsler. That's signed by him. Another great crime novel. It's interracial in a small southern town. It's from 1959. Temptation in a Southern Town by W.L. Heath. I don't know who did the cover on that. Looks like maybe Zeal. Not sure. A Killer's Kiss by Hal Elson. A night to kill in a small town started their escapade. Hal Elson did a lot of J.D. books, and this one seems to skirt the on the border between JD and crime, hardboiled crime. Street of Brass by Feilden Farrington is number 203. And The Checkered Career of a Madison Avenue Account Executive. So this is kind of like Mad Men before the, 50 years before the TV series. And a good crime noir. The Whispered Sex by Kay Martin is number 138. It's a intimate story of a forbidden affair. I don't know if it's a lesbian book or not, or if it's interracial, or if it's just a forbidden affair. But it's got nice cover art, and it's another one of those interesting Hillman crime novels that seem to have fallen between the cracks when people are reprinting a lot of these books, a lot of vintage crime paperbacks today. People should take note of the books in the Hillman series. There's some really good stuff here. Number 157 is The Violent Years by Melvin H. Purvis. This is his story of when he was an agent in the FBI in the 30s, tracking down Dillinger and other public enemies. Elsa, Story of a Prostitute by Edmond de Goncourt. This is supposedly the best-selling novel that shocked Europe and was banned in France. And here it is for you. And the last one we got here is number 154, Scandal in Suburbia by Gardner F. Fox. Gardner F. Fox wrote an amazing amount of books, comic book strips, all kinds of things. So there you have about almost 30, I'd say, of the crime noir from tiny Hillman books. And again, it's these books aren't exactly rare. They're not, but they're not that common. You don't see them that often. And there's a lot of good stuff in this series. A lot of good crime books, and we're going to maybe look at some more later on, and maybe also some of the early Western ones, which are pretty nice. Western genre is one that's kind of neglected. And even if you don't collect them, a lot of people might want to take a look at them and just to see them on a video. Everything that I'm showing you doesn't have to be a book that you buy, that you collect, or anything like that. It's just something that you can appreciate, look at it, and just to know that that book exists, to know what it looks like, and to appreciate it. And then maybe at some point you may want to buy that book or collect that series or whatever. But Hillman is a series that should have collectors and readers take a second look at them, because there's some good stuff there. So with that, I'd just like to thank you for looking, and give us a thumbs up, spread the good word about this channel, and see you next time. Thanks a lot.